Lots of other things happening tonight.
Reed, it's Edge on the Clock time.
Yes, it is, guys. You know, the Panthers, they are out of the playoffs. It's disappointing for fans, but the faithful are keeping their chins up. So what are your predictions for next season?
It's going to be tougher next season because there's going to be some new coaches in the division, obviously. But we've got a good base to build from.
We've got a great base to build from. We've got some key people in some key positions. We need to go out and get some more key people for some other key positions. Some people are talking about we got to give Cam more targets.
I could see that, but you know what?
We got to shore up the O-line.
It's going to be a hindrance because you know somebody is about to get paid. We're talking about a future $100 million man, and there are people that argue. There are people that argue one way or the other, but there's no possible about it. It will happen.
Well, the other Panther story out there today is how a 12-year-old kid from Oklahoma wrote to every single NFL team owner in the league, and the Panthers' Jerry Richardson, the only guy to write him back. In a handwritten letter, no less. What does that say?
That says that Jerry Richardson is a class act through and through. He understands that the fans are the most important part of this franchise, and he is willing to do what it takes to grow our fan base, be committed to our fan base, respond to our fan base.
I met the guy once, and I have to say, quite impressed. Ego, non-existent compared to my owner, Jerry Jones. But, you know, that's a whole nother story. But, yeah, super nice. And who, I mean, these days actually handwrites a letter. And he wrote to this one 12-year-old kid who just wanted to express himself, so kudos to you, Mr. Richardson.
Handwriting letters and thank you notes, they are a big deal to Jerry Richardson, and it's important to him, and you can see why.
You know, Reed's never written me a letter.
Another hack attack, this time right on the U.S. Central Command, at least on its Twitter and YouTube channels. An ISIS-related group claiming responsibility. How much does this bother you?
A lot, considering when this went down, President Obama was speaking about cybersecurity.
I mean, what do you do at this point?
We live online. Everybody is plugged into the matrix. It's virtually impossible to get off the grid. And with these people, with this knowledge and capability, we are in essence pretty much...
I heard on one of the 24-hour news networks they were talking about this idea and that there are good hackers versus bad hackers. Actually, it was Bill Maher. It was not. It was not a 24-hour news network. It just came to me. But the guest said, look, the good hackers, some of them are coming out and saying, we're going to work to take down all of the jihadist websites. We're going to hack those sites and crash them. So that could be used, hacking could be used for good there.
Well, the FAA is a step closer to letting news organizations like ours use drones to help cover news stories. Right now, CNN, though, is the only one doing it legally. But once this opens up, what should WCCB name our news drone?
We've talked about this for a couple years now in our newsroom about the pros and cons of using a drone to capture news footage. Not to spy on people, but to, if there's a house fire, if there's a traffic accident, if we need to get shots of, you know, a huge piece of farmland and we need an aerial shot. We don't have a helicopter. Helicopters are expensive, and a lot of people argue they're becoming a little passé in television news. You can get stuff quicker and faster and easier, cheaper.
I'm going to call it target practice because, you know, people are going to be out there like, free game.
I hope not. Coming up, how your smartphone is making your neck look older. Ooh. Plus, this makes my heart jump and makes my blood boil every time I see it. The people parenting this precious 2-year-old actually put a gun in her hands and told her to shoot. The results are mind-blowing.
And later, the CW has already started looking at the shows it wants to bring back next season. So which ones are going to make the cut? We already have a pretty good idea.